Live button, give it a second. We are live.
Ladies, gentlemen, and aces of the world, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go ahead, let's start this thing off.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Let's do this. Fuck yeah, another Mountain Dew, goddammit. That's nothing but 3 Red Bulls and 3 Mountain Dews. Ready to get down, Judy Brown. You ready? I'm ready. That gets me every time. All right, we're here. This is episode 5. Big sound by Big Jeff. Another week. This is pretty crazy. Everything's moving so fast. We kind of started this podcast for, I would say, the wrong reason, and it turned into be for the right reason. So far, we've interviewed owners, manufacturers, YouTubers. We even have coming up some DJs. So, I wanted this to be about sound, all right? Not just car audio, just in general, music, the industry, the background of it. I think no matter what age I might get one day, I'm still going to have some sort of subwoofers in my car or the house or even on the computer. So this is what it's about. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're episode 5. This is awesome. We got some cool people coming on tonight. I'm going to go right after the elephant in the room. Obviously, we were supposed to have on JP tonight. Keep it real simple. We decided not to. This is supposed to be a give and take thing. We're not on here trying to sell things. Obviously it's a brand, but everybody we bring on, what I don't think you realize, my team writes blogs for this before the show and then blogs after the show. Obviously you see we do background and get videos and we put together little skits like a show. So we put a lot of work into it, and we also expect to get that in return by broadcasting out about the podcast. And I just didn't feel like he was reciprocating what we were trying to do. And at the same time, I was 100% very much interested in the JP amps. I hear it all the time from customers, dealers, interested people that buy from us every day also buy those amps, and figured maybe we could be the East Coast and bring that in. And I thought that was going to happen, and I didn't get any price lists. I didn't get any more information and a response. So I'm going to leave it at that. It is what it is, but we're moving on. We still have Andy, Livin Loud Andy, which let me tell you, this guy does podcasts. This is what he does. He's directly involved with Kicker. I've watched a bunch of his stuff. It's just great to even listen to him. And I don't even know where he does it all, because it looks like almost every night he's on them, and even sometimes multiples that night, which is, don't think everybody really understands how much effort and work goes into this. And sometimes when you're talking to yourself like I am right now, and I'm looking at a camera or a screen, you got to keep things going. Those are the podcasts you log into and like, man, what is going on? What are they doing? Because they're just sitting there. So there's a lot of work. So I give them props. And then bringing back, which was awesome, Jacob Fuller from Sundown. He was actually on our first broadcast, and I felt like he had so much to offer and say. And my big thing was keeping this in a particular amount of time. And because we had so many people on, Sean Maya, like there was more to talk about, but perfect time because they just released, it's shipping. It's a 6-inch woofer with some crazy crazy technology. My guys, I know I'm throwing us off key, but do you have a picture real quick of that subwoofer? Can we throw it up? That right there is a beast. They're available. They're on our site. They're available multiple sites wherever you buy them from. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. So we got a lot going on. So let's move on. I guess lineup obviously is Livin Loud with Andy. And he's actually getting ready to go to a big car show we're going to be talking about with his Cookie Monster. So can't wait for that. And then we just talked about Jacob. So right now, wherever you're watching this on, everybody understand that if you're watching it on Facebook, you're only going to see some comments or how many people are on from Facebook, and same thing on YouTube. We had some people complain that their comments weren't shown or they got overlooked for the giveaways. Listen, we just push a button, it pulls it in. There's only so much control we have. But tonight, we're going to go ahead and just do that without that. We're going to just pick them ourselves in the background. But what you could do right now, no matter what you're on, can you like this right now? Maybe leave a comment and then definitely share it out. Right now, we're over 62 people in here, and we'd love to get some more as the show gets going. Next, we've been doing it each show. We're going to do it tonight. Ask your questions like a car audio 101. You can also get involved in this. Leave a comment if you have a question, and if we have time, we're going to pop it up and get somebody to answer it. Can't get to all of them. It's only an hour-long show, but we will try. Big announcement. As of right now, we're at 15.7 thousand subscribers. So we're probably going to break 16 by the weekend. This is incredible. I want everybody to understand, even though I've been doing this for 5 years, YouTube and that literally was just 12 weeks ago. We had a YouTube, but the old location before I bought one, we didn't have the space, we didn't have the time. So we went from 3,000 to over 15,000 in just a few months. So people today were commenting on the post, and I was like, look, don't congratulate me. Thank you to you all, because it matters from you all jumping in on it, leaving comments, sharing them is why we grew it up. So part of that was, hey, every 1,000 subscribers, we're doing a giveaway. And we've been doing that. And I'm not talking about giving away just a speaker and amp. We've been giving away full systems and trying to step it up. Actually, tonight, we're going to announce the 14K giveaway. And the winner is going to get 2, not 1, but 2 Kicker Solo X's, the 12-inch. And then we matched that up because, unfortunately, Kicker's still coming out with their big boy amps. We matched it up with a Def Bounce AAB 4900.1, which does over 5,000 watts at 1 ohm. So this will be a perfect match. So we're going to be announcing that at the end. And then on Sunday at 6 p.m., we start the next giveaway, because obviously now we're already at 15, and by then we'll be 16. So they're not going to stop. And the only way they're going to stop is if we don't keep getting these subscribers. So that's up to you to share and comment and do it. So I appreciate it. Okay. What else we got? Oh, cool thing. So I don't know if you guys been watching. Obviously, one day we will have some Big Jeff audio product. We started the process with, obviously, you got to trademark yourself. There's a lot of registrations. You got to get UPCs that are actually registered, basically worldwide. So we started all that a while back, and that's all through. So we started bringing in more than the normal lanyard type stuff. We have a full line of chairs for, going to car shows. Umbrellas, which I wish I would have had made of steel because the sky opened up like a hurricane. Obviously clothing and hats, and we got a bunch of stuff, earbuds, we got different stuff coming in, but we just got done our Amazon store, which, let me tell you, nothing is easy when it comes to Amazon. We have a Big Jeff audio store. We started putting all the swag there, and as when we start making product, because I want to make some nice specialty stuff, we will also put in there. But here's a cool thing on YouTube. Now we have product displaying at the bottom of the videos, which is real cool. So like you can see at the bottom there, tonight, that's the product we're talking about and giving away. And then we're also doing something. You look to the right there, it says donate. On all our videos, we're starting to take donations. Now that's up to you. This isn't about sending super chats or money to us or subscribing. One of the biggest charities that sticks to me just personally is breast cancer. So our charity right now on YouTube is Young Women's, which I think is even more difficult when you're a young lady. And this is breast cancer awareness. So part of this was also when we're creating the Yukon, which should be fully done at the end of next month. The dollar was just to be given towards breast cancer awareness. So we're taking donations on YouTube. If you have a charity you would love for us to try to shout out, let us know and we'll get it up there. One thing I could say about me is I keep trying to give back, not just to the customers, my employees. My employees just found out a couple weeks ago, or excuse me, a couple days ago, that after 60 days, you're getting free dental, vision, life insurance here, and I'm paying 80% of your health benefits on top of that. So I try to give back as much as I can. It's not, everybody says not about money, they're a liar. It is about money, but I pay myself. I built the business in 5 years, took it from $150 and no credit in a single car garage to owning my own building on a half acre with 32 employees and able to give back. This is what it's about. So I try to do as much as I can. And the podcast is another way for us to talk and mingle and meet people. So right now we got 73 people in here, which is awesome. Most of y'all aren't able to watch it this time. You come back and the views go crazy afterwards. But share it out, like and comment right now. So now that I got all that out of the way, let's get into this show. Let me see here. We talked about breast cancer awareness. Great. We talked about our Amazon store available now. We got some giveaways tonight. Besides the winner, we're going to do another set of the TWX1Bs right there. DS18, probably one of the, well, it used to be a 120B. One of the biggest selling tweeters for DS18, I know, was Amazon #1 for a while. So to win that, you just need to comment wherever you're watching from right now, the word loud. That's going to be because we're bringing Mr. Andy up first. So comment right now the word loud, LOUD. We will pick out a winner that'll get a free set of those tweeters. We will do another one with Jacob. And we can see all your comments. If it displays for you, it will display for us. We'll take care of it. So let me bring everybody in. Can we get everybody in? Where is everybody? Oh, here we go. Hey, all right. You know what? Real quick, I'll get all my guys in here. Can you all jump in? I don't give you enough credit. That was so crazy, I forgot. You see my guys here. They do this on their own time. Taylor Orr here is actually the manager of the online team. This is part of our online team. We have more people. And then you got Mr. Taylor B here. You looks like you got an afro on your chin. And Anthony over there. Anthony actually is the one that talks with these guests. He writes the blogs. I mean, he's a real creative guy, great writer. He really communicates with them to come on the show when they come on, so they know exactly what's going on. My first being a guest on a podcast, I didn't even know what was going on. They're like, sent me a link, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Right? Anthony actually talks. Am I right, Andy? Gives you guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right? Jacob, kind of get an idea about you and let you know what the experience is. And he writes up blogs. We put the blogs on our website, and then he even goes in after the show to write blogs on what happened. So big shout. And then Ben Jammin up there. He's actually one of my longest employees in my online team. Ben actually has his own side thing. He does tarot card reading in Española, and he's got some of his people in here tonight, so that's real awesome. But he's the guy that does all the graphics, man. He puts the videos together. We got a really good team, and I just want to say thank you, everybody. Understand it takes this plus more to get this done every week. So now y'all can scrap. Get out of here. All right, so now we got Mr. Andy, Livin Loud, and we got Jacob Fuller. Jacob, this is your second time on here. You're the only one second time. I appreciate you coming in last minute, but there's so much to talk about. So, I mean, I could have you on multiple times, and I'm sure we could just keep kicking it every day. The live count's going up. I'm excited. I'm feeling it now. Listen, I'm going to kick you back to the green room, Jacob. I'm going to get with Andy here. We're going to do a quick video break. We try to step it up every show and make this better and better, and we'll get back together, all right? I'll see you shortly, man. Sounds good.
Tilt
You know,
boogie, all right.
RMS is literally the average power. Okay, now this can be a deep rabbit hole. RMS, root mean squared, you know, with an amplifier, how they figure that out is just like the max rail voltage times 0.707 and some other calculations, and it'll give you, you know, that's one thing I forgot to do.
Call me the cooking monster. Cooking monster. Call me the cooking monster.
Making me want some cookies now, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I was just talking about this is what the team does. You know, we want to make the podcast more like a show.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys that come on, take your time out, right? It means a lot to me, right? So we want to put the time in right back. First thing I got to say is I love your setup, right? Me here, it's kind of simple. I hung some lights, but I love every time I watch your podcast or when you're on. You got this thing set. I mean, this is what you do, right? I mean, this is full time, right?
We all started somewhere, man, and I know the things kind of just accumulated, and it's a full-time gig, and it's a lot of work. And what you guys do with your podcast already is more than any other car audio podcast that I've seen, just with the in-depth of just the blogs, the pre, the after. You're not, you know, skipping any steps, and it's awesome. And, you know, keep at it, Jeff. I mean, I see what you're doing, man, and you're just hitting every kind of aspect that you can, and in a positive way.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I'm that guy that's 120 miles an hour or park it. I just don't know that in between, man. That's just wasn't built that way. Let me ask you this. So let's go back, right? How did you start your channel? What was the inspiration? How did it happen? Everybody knows I started because I had a little falling out with somebody I was sponsoring. I said, well, I'll just do it myself, right? How did you get into this? How long ago was it?
Honestly, I would say what really kicked it off was the Unmasked show just being what it was. And I threw up a couple of videos, you know how everyone does, you know, demo videos or just how to, real short things, no dedication whatsoever. But right after the Unmasked show, the L7X was announced. I did a little video on it and put my partake of, you know, the old versus the new of just the drop-ins and the, you know, the unveiling of the new L7X. So that took off really well. And I'm like, well, I guess I could start doing this stuff. And so I put up a few content things, you know, just SPL, kept it simple. And then Scott from Southern Thunder started a podcast called The Rolling Thunder. And I already had a decent mic because I came on the Unmasked show twice. The first time I went on, I had a bad mic set up. I'm like, I need to upgrade this. So then by that time, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll join your podcast. And honestly, it gave me a lot of courage to be able to talk in front of people, you know, having a smaller audience, you know, and people that I didn't know. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going live after that one on my show. And then people loved it. And it's fun, man. I enjoy it so much, and it's a lot of work, but it pays dividends. And I feel like it hits a different criteria of bass heads, more so the 1%ers of the SPL league, you know, just what we are. The guys that are tuning in on YouTube to watch, you know, people talk about car audio, not just the hair tricks.
Right. Paul Hall here. We jumped up. Andy, what has been your favorite system?
Man, you know, if I didn't say my Solo X18 that I've had since 2012, I'd be lying to you. I've just kind of just made it louder and better and ever, you know, and it's still the same setup. I love the quad box too. Like, I love every system that I've built, and they get better every time. It's not like I had a certain particular favorite setup, but man, I will go for a new 18. I've had this one for plus 10 years, so time to upgrade.
But they're coming. Everybody look at the bottom of your screen. This is part of the podcast too. It's not all about Big Jeff. I'm here bringing people on. I want to send my platform, my followers that way. Here's at the bottom. If you haven't watched Andy here, this is where it is. This is his YouTube channel. This guy's doing a podcast every other night. So I sometimes, when I do get some downtime and I see somebody else's, he's in there. So He's got an Instagram, he's got a Facebook, so you could check him out there, show you love, show you support. We do this to get followers. That's what it's about. It's exciting. It's good to see the good comments. We got another one, Devont for life. Andy
Deviant.
Deviant. There you go. The two most humble stream. I appreciate that. Honestly, we're not getting paid. I'm not charging people. He's not. I know the stuff in the background costs money. Time is money. So that's a big thing. So I guess the big question from that video, where did the Cookie Monster build come from? What's the background on that?
The story on how Cookie Monster became is kind of different. I built a first custom box for it, and I was going to stain it. Well, my trunk started to leak, and I'm like, ooh, I can't stain that. It ruined the veneer. And instead of redoing the entire box, I'm like, well, let me just carpet it. And I like the color blue, and I think shag is pretty cool. So I carpeted it with the blue shag originally. And I sent it to Bill Braun that you had on here on the first week, and I'm like, Bill, like, here's my new build. He's like, wow, that looks like something that Cookie Monster would have. And I'm like, that's it. That's it.
There you go. And you just ran with it. And then if I remember correctly, the first podcast I saw you on, don't you have a Cookie Monster in the fish tank?
Yes, I do, actually. I should have pulled up my camera. Yeah, I do. I do.
So this is the full thing. You got the car, you got the things. This is all the way to the end. That's awesome. Okay, so you are leaving basically after this to go to Slamology, right?
Yeah, car's warmed up, ready to go. No, I'll be leaving in the morning, though, but I got to take down half of my studio because I will be going live at Slamology at 1 o'clock. Try to bring in a few guests, just some of the big names at Slamology, whoever walks by and wants to put on a pair of headphones and, go from there. I know a lot of the guys that watch me are actually flying out, and they're coming across the whole entire country just to see me and hang out at Slamology. So might not be a huge turnout on the live show because most of the guys are going to be there, but either way, it's going to be fun.
So right now, I just want to say we got over 100 people in here. This is an awesome night. Big shout out to everybody that's in here watching us, spending your time. Andy, give me this. Slamology on a 1 to 10 scale of being the show to go to, and 1 being the drive-in at a pizza place. Where do you put Slamology?
Hit or pass, huh? I would say a 10. That's it. That's too easy of a question. It is the Super Bowl. I recently went to TDH for the first time, and I enjoyed it for different reasons. Just for the simple fact it was big, it was all car audio, but it wasn't as big as Slamology. Slamology is a show per se. If you've never went to a car audio show and you want to understand what we do, that is the show to go to, just for the sheer size and the sheer amount of sound. Like, you can't get away from it. It's just, when you're going to the bathroom, when you're eating, you hear bass, and it's just insane. I know you went to, what was it, the Steel convention? Made of Steel. Yeah, I want to go to that. And I would assume it's probably pretty close to it.
I'll tell you what, I went there a couple of years ago just for DS18. I built the golf cart then. So we went there just to kind of park it, drive around. I wasn't into the car shows. I'm a e-commerce and I'm a wholesaler, right? And I'm like, I'm not the stereo shop, I'm not the manufacturer. But as I get more and more into it, I'm like, you know what? This is what it's about. So we started the Yukon. We just got a big trailer. I'm looking at a truck. I got the BMW done. And we went to Made of Steel, but we went to just pass stuff out, man. I brought product to maybe say people want to buy some stuff, but we just gave that up. It was all about, hey, come on over, scan the code, like us, follow us, leave us a comment on Google. And we were giving out shirts and hats, and people were walking up saying, is it really for free? And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, people charge. I'm like, that's not what we're here for. I'm charging you when you're buying the product off the website, or you're a shop, having us stock you up. This is the time to get back. So Made of Steel was awesome. I mean, you got the car show on the one side, you got some really big, some walls in there, and then the stunt walls, you can't even walk past it without just gritting your teeth, your eyes, and everything else. And then you had teams there. You had car club teams, and it was great to meet people, obviously, and people were walking up, and I went there with the full crew. When we pulled in, I had 20 people standing on a trailer as we're pulling through with the U-Haul. You know, we just went in there, just kind of Big Jeff style. But we're going to be going to Base Wars in November, and we got a couple others. So, and I think we're just to go there. Look, this is how we get back, right? I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't have all these customers, and it's great to meet them. So, Slamology is definitely going to be on my list. Hopefully next year. I've heard nothing but, like you said, it's the top of the top. So that'll be real cool. Listen, if you haven't commented before, we're almost time. Make sure you comment the word loud. My team is going to pick out a winner and get yourself a free set of tweeters. So make sure you do that now. Andy, give me what do you do this for, man? Really? What gets you, even the nights where you don't want to get behind that screen? What gets you on there, man?
That definitely happens. And honestly, I enjoy doing it to help people that I wish I could have got a little bit more answers from, and, you know, just answers in general without having to go to forums, which are kind of vague, and it might be just talking over your head, you know, because I was struggling since, you know, I've been doing car audio since before I was driving. Like I had a car, I had my permit, but I wasn't allowed to drive it yet, but I had a system in it. And I didn't really know what I was doing other than what the Best Buy installer told me to do. And just by messing around. And whenever I was telling, I think it was Anthony, your worker here, and that, you know, like my story where it really kind of took off when I started having my own shows, because our shows were getting shut down per se, just car shows, because of our base. The old timers with their classic cars, they didn't like it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll have my own. And started having, you know, people that actually compete, actually know what they're talking about, come out. Right. And that word of mouth was definitely helping, but I wish I had that before. And with these podcasts and YouTube, I mean, I love EXO to death, and Big D and everyone else, and Steve Mead, but there's only so much you can take from that. I feel like this one-on-one stuff live is going to get you solid answers. And that's kind of what I do it for, you know, to help the people out, plus to have a good time. You know, we talk about car audio to our significant others and friends. Why not do it with a group of people and have fun? You know,
right. That's 100%, man. You know, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, definitely going to have you on in the future. We're going to continue to do this for sure. Let's go ahead. I know my guys already got a winner. Let's give away these tweeters. I love doing this. It's giveaway time. All right, my team. Who is the lucky winner? We're gonna get rid of this comment scanner crap. Who we got? They're getting it ready. Oh, Matt. I'm not gonna say anus. I excuse me if I messed that up. You're the winner. So listen. You got a set of tweeters and some swag. I just need you tomorrow, 737 Big Jeff. That's 737-244-5333. You can WhatsApp us, text us, call us, get on bigjeffaudio.com and chat with us Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And my team will get that right out to you. Andy, I appreciate you being on. I want to bring you back in later. So if you can stick around, we can get everybody together and we can do some more talking. We got some questions, some car 101 questions. We're going to put you on Jump Street there, see if you can answer some stuff. And we're going to bring Jacob on. So let's go to a video break real quick. Everybody, go ahead and start to comment the word Sundown, Sundown, one word. And that'll be for the next set of tweeters and swag. You only need to comment at one time. And Andy, I'll see you here in a few minutes.
Sounds good, man.
All right.
What's up, guys? Taking a second to show off these all-new Sundown Audio U 6.5-inch subwoofers, rated 400 watts RMS, available in dual 2-ohm and dual 4-ohm versions. Got that new mini Mega W surround there. So let's play these things and show you what they can do. So we're going to do some full frequency testing here. Get in there, let y'all see what kind of movement these guys can do. All right, one more time through the full thing.
Oh, that was crazy, man. Right? I mean, that's you, right? I mean, be humble, but
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, that wasn't an Alibaba slap your name on it. That was, well, let's just jump there.
Yeah.
When did you start to design that thing? Let's just go there.
Probably almost 3 years ago at this point. It took a long time. COVID was a huge problem. And let's see, what else happened? Getting that surround right was a massive undertaking. So some people whose names I'm not going to bring up because I don't want to promote them, are always like, oh, that's just this or that's just that. You know, it's not just that. So the W surround, what we call it.
Everybody's got something to say, right? Nowadays, right? And I kind of find that the bigger you get, the more crap you're going to hear, right? Otherwise, you're not doing your job, Jacob. I hear what you're saying, but you started that back in COVID, right? Already hard to source.
Yeah.
What was the issue though with the cone? What makes that so good and so difficult at the same time?
So that surround is extremely delicate.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Am I good? Okay. So that surround is extremely delicate to exactly the shape and the thickness and the density of the foam. Okay. And this shows up in the graphs. Like we had a Klippel test of the suspension curve. And if you look at that one, it's like really flat in the center and then it tightens down rapidly. And that's what the point of that W surround is. It's basically a tailored compliance curve. So it's neither is it 100% linear, neither is it 100% progressive. It's like both. So what happens at the center of movement, right in the center part, what's really flat, the inner rolls, the larger rolls, are engaged first. And those rolls have a very flat compliance curve. So that's going to be your extremely low distortion zone. So when you get past the extremely low distortion zone, then it starts to tighten up to help prevent damage. Now, by definition, the linearity range on that driver is about 19 millimeters one way linear. And that's by 70% BL and by 50% compliance. And they both meet up at about 19 millimeters one way, and that's completely linear low distortion. The maximum mechanical travel on that driver is right around 2.5 inches peak to peak on a 6.5. So it's massive stroke, extremely low distortion.
So and I don't want to sound stupid here. When it starts to extend, it's kind of like one layer, then the next layer, then the next layer. Is that a way to explain?
Yeah, so you see the rolls. There's 4 rolls. There's 2 center rolls that are larger, and then the outer 2 rolls are a little smaller. And the center rolls move first, and they're very, very even compliance. You see the big one that sticks up, and there's a big one that goes back. And then there's a small roll that goes forward and a small roll that goes back in the center. And so those smaller rolls get engaged later, and that's when the surround starts to become progressive at the end. So basically the goal was to make this an extremely low distortion unit where most of the listening is going to happen in linear range, but then to also make it extremely difficult to damage it so it gets heavily progressive at the outside. And you don't want to overload the surround or the spider. You want to kind of split that load up so that you don't destroy either part. And that's like the big secret of that suspension design.
Just hearing you talk about this, and anybody should right now understand, a speaker is not just a magnet, a coil, and a cone, right? It is way past that to perform, at this level. Sure. So that 6-inch needs how much power to do what it does?
So we rate it 400 pretty conservatively. At 400 watts, it's going to perform great. Will it handle more than that? Absolutely. And so we have a question here that I'm going to address immediately from Notorious RVH. So he says that reminds me of an Alpine Type R surround. And so a lot of people say, oh, that reminds me of Alpine Type R surround. And I want to address why that's not the case. So what the Alpine Type R surround is, it's called hammer. And it's one big roll. But on the big roll, there's these little convolutions, right? And so the only purpose of the hammer surround is to extend the roll length. So what extending the roll length does just get you more stroke out of a given size surround. So the hammer surround it's not multiple rolls in actuality like the W is. It's one big roll with convolutions on it. And that's patented by Alpine. It's a great technology to get more stroke, but it has nothing to do with adjusting the compliance like our W does.
You just blew my mind there because that guy caught, off guard with that, and you just bam, just nailed it. You know, that shows that you're the real deal. I mean, you live, breathe, eat, sleep subwoofers, period. I mean, I see the pictures you put up
Absolutely.
online of all the designs, and I mean, that's just incredible. Are you guys headed out to Slamology also?
Yeah, my team is headed out tonight, and
Okay.
for most of them, and then me and Brian are leaving in the morning.
So that's a big show. I'm hearing this left and right. I mean, this is it. So you're even going out there. What normally happens when you show up at the show? I mean, nonstop people just trying to talk, or
Can
or
you still
what?
hear me, Jeff?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I want to be clear to the guy that I responded to. I was not trying to be mean or anything. I was just trying to answer your question. So just to be clear.
No, I don't think he dings at all. So when you go out to shows, which I mean, how many shows do you go out to in a year?
I used to go to a lot more, but now I probably go to like 5 or 6.
Right. And then when you go to a show, I'm sure everybody just wants to sit there and talk the whole time. I mean, and you can't try not to be rude, but at the same time, enjoy yourself at the show. I know it's got to be difficult. Kenny Cooper, when some new amps replacement of the salts. Okay.
Yep. So that is a project that is underway. All right. Anyway, I've seen the question. Sorry. So that's a project that's underway. I'm doing like a whole new thing, like completely different. But it's going to be into next year. I'll get that done.
Okay. So everybody see at the bottom of the screen, again, it's all about promoting back and forth. We're a Sundown distributor, authorized online seller, retailer, and we're authorized on eBay. But you also have Derek, who does a lot of testing, dyno. He's got a YouTube page. Do you stay away from stuff like that and just keep your head in the books and in the speakers, or do you enjoy doing stuff like that?
I kind of like doing it, but not as much as Derek does. You know, like we have Brian's podcast, Sundown After Dark, that we do. We haven't done it much lately because we've been busy, but like constantly engaging is a little bit challenging for me. I'm actually, might be a surprise, but I'm naturally an introverted person.
I don't think people understand, you know, the amount of time on a normal day, let alone responding to hundreds or sometimes thousands of comments. We got SJC Audio Guy. Can you see the roll variance? So the surround is not progressive, but non-linear roll.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means there, but basically the surround is both. So at the center part of stroke, it's linear, and then it becomes progressive as it reaches beyond what those center rolls are doing. I've posted Clipple charts. You can see it. So again, the compliance curve's like this. It's like really, really flat, and then it tightens pretty rapidly after the flat zone.
What was the total? I'm drawing a blank here. Excursion of that.
So the linear excursion by 70% BL and compliance is 19 millimeters one way. So that's it's not quite an inch, but it's, you know, an inch is 25 millimeters, but it's up there for a 6.5. That's linear. Now the maximum stroke before something's going to break is somewhere around 2.5 inches peak to peak.
Oh wow! I mean, that's huge for a little tiny woofer. So let me ask you this: is there such thing as a frequency that it has its gain at? I know a lot of it plays in with the enclosure, but is there a sweet spot for that speaker when they're building an enclosure?
So the U6.5, that particular one, I designed it to play really low. So you'll see the FS is pretty low. Let's see. I think I had that pulled up. Let me just check that number real quick. Let's see here. So yeah, the FS is like 34 to 35 on that, even though it's a 6.5. So it's designed to play low.
Right. So under a truck, you're looking for that sound, that output to get down, and not an upper sound or a higher, you know, 50 hertz, 60 hertz. So you're going to be able to do this with it. P Shizzle. Actually, let me tell you, P Shizzle, I love your YouTube. I've been checking it out. What's stopping you guys from placing a surround on a 6-inch on a bigger sub? Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. We talked about this in the break room, I guess. So the problem that I'm having is getting it manufactured, because that surround is so intricate. Like most foam surrounds are heat pressed. So you take, like, for example, the Megarol V2 starts 3 inches thick of foam, and then they press it down and mold. Okay, and that's fine for a shape like a standard one roll shape, right? The problem with the heat press with a multi-roll like that with very intricate parts is that the density is not consistent, and they also can't press the skinny rolls deep enough. So in a big size. So I haven't been able to get it manufactured yet. So I've been in talks with several manufacturers. I even tried a US-based manufacturer, didn't work out. So I am still working on making them as a bigger surround. So just stay tuned. I'll get it eventually. It's just a manufacturing thing where it's not something normal. And we are insisting on getting it right. Even if it can look right, but when we test it, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. And then I'm not going to release that if it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
If you can give us a sneak peek, what is the next big thing possibly that you could talk about that's in the works? How about that?
Let's say one of the things that I'm really excited about, and I'm sure that you guys are as well. I've posted on my personal Facebook page about the M series. It'll be a more budget-oriented Megaroll driver. So like the cheapest Megaroll that we have now is the XV3.
Right, which is real popular.
Yeah. When the M series comes out, it's going to be 25 to 30% less expensive than the XV3.
So what is the most expensive part of the woofer, and how are you able to get that cost down that much?
Yeah, the most expensive part is the motor. And so the M series uses a motor that was designed to get as much performance as I possibly can while reducing cost as much as I could as well.
Gotcha. Listen, man, you are just, oh wait, hold on. Actual question, would 4Cube fit enough airspace? 4 of them. 2 to 164.
Yeah, that's plenty of volume. They hardly need any space at all, really.
So would that be over? That'd be too big. What he's asking for?
Well, he's talking a 6th order. So between adding the chambers together, that should be about right.
Okay, we already got it up. Okay, listen, you are a ball of information. If anybody even has a doubt that you're not really in this, designing it, getting it made, I would say you're just crazy. Listen, we're gonna do a giveaway right now. I know we'll bring everybody back on in a little bit. You're gonna be having the Slimology. Do you consider going more as time off or busting ass still?
I'm going to kind of relax. So you'll see me walking around. So,
right.
For
sure. So if anybody's interested, you go to Slimology, make sure you stop by the booth. You'll see Jacob, Derek, and the others. You can also check out the YouTube and also their Facebook. It's scrolling across the bottom. My guys, it is giveaway time. We got another set of DS18 tweeters. We still have the big announcement at the end for the 14K giveaway. My team, if you're pulling up for the word Sundown, let's bring up a winner for the next set. Akil Roberts. Listen, 737 Big Jeff. Akil, actually, I want to give a shout out. He's a big follower of mine. He was a little agitated, actually. I'm glad he won this week. He felt like his comments weren't going through. So we're doing it a different way. Big shout out to Akil, Juan. I got a lot of guys that, it's nice to see guys that get on every comment, either sharing it, leaving something, much love. That's a big appreciation. And then you got the people that you never even see ever, and then they're sending you a message if you'll give them some free stuff or discounts. And I'm like, I didn't even know you knew who I was, but those guys are big on my page. They're top fans for sure. Okay, I'm going to kick you back to the green room. We'll bring everybody back. We got a little video break. And Jacob, man, I appreciate you, man. You're top dog,
yeah,
man.
Anytime.
All right.
Exactly what she said. I want to go drive it. Okay, look. You love it. exactly what she said. I want to go drive it. Ogie, look. You love it. That's exactly what she said. I want to go drive it. Ogie, look. You love it.
So we started doing video of the day on the YouTube as another playlist type to give people that can't make it to these shows ways to watch it. If anybody out there has some videos or some drone footage and you want us to premiere it, for sure, just hit up my team at 737 Big Jeff or info@bigjeffonlineinc.com, or you could chat in on the website. We'd love to send you a link to drop it in, and we could feature it on here, our YouTube, and give you a shout out. So I got you all back together. We've been doing Car Audio 101 segment. So we're also going to let people jump in some technical questions. We'll answer as many as we can. We still have the giveaway announcement, a few other things. Andy, what is the importance of having your subwoofer box at the correct dimension?
Oh, dimension, airspace. Man, it's a rabbit hole, honestly. Ported, sealed, fourth order, bandpass, yada, yada. The right airspace is key. Just for the simple fact, a subwoofer free air, unless it's designed that way, isn't going to work right. The back wave, front wave, all that fun stuff. But airspace is key. Just the simple fact. And then throwing your enclosure into your vehicle is also considered another dimension, another enclosure in itself. And again, a rabbit hole indeed. But right, the right dimensions is very important. You can go with manufacturer recommended specs. You can go with a professional designer. You can even mess around. That's the easiest and best way to learn, but I wouldn't say the cheapest. But you will take more away trying your own enclosure designs rather than, you know, just getting one done and not even realizing how exactly it works. I don't know, man. I mean, it's a deep subject to simply put. Oh, why is it important? It's kind of, you know, a lot of the system. Power's important, cone area, bore and stroke. I know Sundown knows all about that stuff, you know, but it's just
you're talking about
everything,
an enclosure,
man.
if it's sealed, not as important because you have a bigger spectrum. When I used to be in retail and people talked about vented boxes and they wanted to buy a prefab or have us build one, I explained it as simple as I could. You take a trombone and you move that slide 1 inch, the tone, it's completely different. You move it another inch, it's even more different. So
I like that metaphor, the trombone. That makes sense. Adjustable port, right?
Yeah, and they used to be big back in the early 2000s, late 90s. So
yeah,
you know, sealed box dimensions are important. You have a wider range that you can work in, but once you start to put a vent in there, I mean, just an inch makes a whole difference. So real important. Jacob, what is the excursion? What is excursion? And how does it affect subwoofers? This should be butter for you.
Yeah. I mean, you can define excursion several ways. The way that I prefer to define an excursion on our subwoofers is 70% BL, which is when the motor has lost 30% of its force from at rest. And that's Klippel standard. That's when distortion becomes audible on subwoofers. So that has to do with on an overhung motor, has to do with the relationship of the coil height and the top plate height. And as that coil moves through that field, whenever enough of that coil leaves the field to lower the BL by 30%. So basically, subwoofer, in order to produce sound, and well, any speaker, has to move back and forth. And the farther it can move back and forth, the more output it can have. And the higher the linear excursion, the higher output it can have without distorting from the original signal. So that's why the linear excursion is important. So a lot of our woofers, especially the big ones, they'll move way beyond linearity, and they still will get louder. But at that point, you know, you're starting to get some distortion.
You know, I'm going to come up with a question answer we get all the time with online customers. Everybody understand just because you turn the volume or gain up doesn't mean it's going to get louder. Now, let me explain this because this is always a big thing. To gain 3 decibels, the human ear, the average human ear, can hear a difference in about 3 decibels. Okay. To gain 3 decibels, 1, you either have to double the surface area and or double the amplify power. Now, in the way I used to do in retail, if an amplifier gain went over halfway, it was not big enough, because at that point, you're basically going to be clipping and have distortion. So I always tell people, if you have an amplifier that's between quarter and half gain, you're in the ballpark. The moment you need to adjust that up, and we're talking about having a line driver, the proper voltage through the signal, you're not getting more power. It's not going to get louder. We used to have to actually go in and hot glue from the inside the gain knobs so we would know if somebody adjusted it, because everybody has a friend that knows better but doesn't work at a stereo shop, and he's like, oh, I can make this sound better, and they just start gaining things up. Keep in mind also, we're talking about enclosures. A smaller, tighter enclosure will take more power because there's more pressure inside.
Gonna need more for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's pressure. And then a larger vented enclosure doesn't have that back pressure and doesn't need as much power. Now, the first biggest problem I had with I'm not even going to say his name, but a YouTuber that bought subs from us, and the first thing I see he does is he's got it at full volume in a vented box and just opens up the door. Well, at that moment, you can almost have that coil slap because there's no pressure at all, and it went from the cabin pressure to no pressure.
Unloading is real. It's a thing.
So people that want to display your stuff, one, I definitely recommend a sealed enclosure, and two, don't ever open something up at it full volume. Have it open first so it can equalize in pressure. Kenny Cooper, Jacob Fuller, what is the sweet spot for the Z615 if I'm giving it more than RMS power? Great question.
Yeah, I really like about 4.25 at RMS or even a little bit above. Now, how high are you doing? You talking like double or triple RMS? You know, but if you're talking double or triple, I'd probably go below 4, like 3.75. But 4.25 to me sounds the best with most of the mega subwoofers, in my opinion. But again, like if you're saying, hey Jake, I'm going to run a 6K amp on it, then you're probably going to go maybe even down to 3.5, and that's supported. Now, band passes, you know, you're talking.
Then they tell you they're running a 6K amp with a factory alternator and a factory battery to make it even worse. Right? Okay.
Straight clipping.
Yeah, I see some crazy stuff, guys, and you know, and I overbuild my stuff, but the X8s are the ones that I always see crazy stuff. You know, I saw this beautiful build, and he had 2 X8s on a Salt 4, and you know, a Salt 4 will dyno over 6K.
Jeez.
Wow.
You know, I love expressing, you know, you can never have too much power, but sometimes there is a point of just way too much power.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I love it. I love these guys. And
100%. Right. And we get it all the time wondering why something blows up, or they're complaining about the manufacturer. And then we get more info. And it blows your mind what they're using or how they're installing this stuff, or better yet, they don't even know. That's the even more messed up part. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the 14K giveaway. This has been huge. Yeah. I mean, 14,000, we're already past that. We've been stepping it up. When the Solo X first came out, Andy, we are not allowed to sell them online. Okay.
Yep.
We 100% don't break the rules. We follow MAP. And it's part of the reason why we have the manufacturers we have. Just they don't want to mess around with that. So we are allowed to sell it out the door. We're also allowed to sell it to a customer directly. In the beginning, because we had it up not available and a note saying contact us directly, there was the talk, oh, they don't even have it, blah, blah, blah. So to kill that, I said, well, let's give one away, right? So first thing, before most places even had it, we gave one away. It was probably one of the most active giveaways. But hitting where we're at right now, I said we got to go on top of this. So we're giving away 2. Can my guys bring it up? We're giving away 2 Solo X's. That is going to be dual ones, and then we're going to match that up free with a 4,900. So obviously, if we're looking at the numbers, this is definitely well over $1,000, close to 2,000. And I'm so happy to give this away. So what we do, just if people don't know, every Sunday at 6 p.m. we launch the video for the next giveaway. Everybody at that point needs to comment on the video their name, location, why they should win. And then we kind of stepped it up a little bit, right? Make people work because we're not giving away an amp kit or just set of tweeters. We said, hey, now you need to text our number, and then that'll enter you with your email and your name. So huge, obviously giving away 2 Kicker Solo X's. This giveaway was huge. It starts Sunday. It obviously ends today. All right.
You're crazy, Jeff. You're crazy.
No,
2 L7X's, not 1, 2.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna lie, we make money. I'm able to support 30 plus employees and health and benefits and do these giveaways. This is how we give back. We have cart discounts. We do everything we can. I'm not greedy at all. I would not have built this the way I built it from nothing if I was. So this is that 100% way, Andy, to give back for real. We don't charge for it. Yeah, we ask for some networking and some publicity, but I mean, that's what it's about. But we're going to do the giveaway time. 2 kickers, Solo X 12-inch, and a Def Bonds 4900.1, which will do anywhere from 5,500 watts, which should blow these things out of a box. Okay, this is the time. Everybody's ready. We got over 130 people in here. This has been a great night with you two. All right, how are we going to do this? I just pop it up, man. My team. Yeah, well, hold on. Don't do it yet. I think I got. No, that's cheering. Damn, I don't have my drum roll, but
well, I'll hold them until then. If you guys didn't know, the L7X, you can drop a brand new spare into it on the field, man. No glue, just screw.
How crazy that is to not have to glue it, cut it out, basically unbolt it, put it back in 10 minutes, and you have brand new speaker. That is incredible. Okay, everybody's waiting for it. Don't leave. We're about to give the winner, and then we got a few more minutes with everybody on here. So stick it out, and we're going to talk about the next podcast. But right now, we're about to announce the 14K giveaway. The winner is Juan Rogue. Oh, my God. Listen, Juan Rogue from Lemon, Pennsylvania. I would like to win this giveaway. Being a bass head, I haven't been able to afford this. This would be a huge upgrade. Well, guess what, Juan? You are the proud owner of 2 Solo X 12-inch and a Def Bonds amp. Contact my team, 737 Big Jeff, or www.bigjeffaudio.com. We will ship those out to you for free, and you will let them know what size shirt you wear. We will give you some swag, some hats, some shirts. We got some Team Jeff shirts because right now that is a system to compete with. You need a box, some wire, and man, make sure you send us some pictures. That's awesome.
Congratulations, man. And just for Juan, if Juan wants a Livin Loud with Andy t-shirt, let me know what size, and we'll get that to you, man.
The only way you're going to get that is if you jump on Livin Loud's podcast or his videos. So make sure you guys follow and like that for sure. Show your love and support. Next episode, next Thursday, we'll be doing, obviously, the 15K giveaway. We're going to have on Robert Vega from High Five Vega. He's a YouTuber with tens of thousands of followers. He does everything from reviews to podcasts, talks, discussions. Well, very, very well respected. This guy has talked with and been invited on multiple shows out there. So I'm excited. We reached out to him months back about doing some reviewing, some YouTubing for us, and he did. And then Mr. John Rave, Sky High, now Trinity, Soundcube, and Limitless. I'm going to tell you something about John. We've never had bad beef. We've always communicated. And then when he offered to give me the lines to bring in for this coast, I was excited. And I'll tell you one thing about him. The day I did, he was automatically sharing the post. He looked at it as, hey, if you're making money, I'm making money. Nothing but respect for him. And then he brought in my Black Diamond brand that we run for DS18, which we've been getting orders every day from him. That has been huge. Whoa, is this a David Koslick? What's up, everybody? Don't forget to hit the like. Dave, you are the man. I think that is the most that somebody has sent. I want to congratulate you and my team. Take that name down. Dave, you better reach out to us. We will definitely send you out full swag. You let us know what you want, even some of the big stuff. Maybe we get a chair, umbrella, whatever out there. Thank you so much for that. Keep in mind, we definitely don't do it for that, but thank you. That was huge right there. So we're going to have John Rabe on. He's going to be talking about Sky High, Trinity, Soundcube. You know, he just got his new location, huge warehouse. And I mean, this guy's got side-by-sides and trucks. And I mean, they just gave away a 350Z fully loaded, all jacked up. There's a lot going on there, man. So I got real big love and respect for him. Make sure, everybody, you like this, you subscribe, and you can share this one out. We will upload the actual video. And then we have this on, which Andy, I think you just jumped on too, Spotify, right?
Yeah. That's awesome that we can do that, be podcasters and on Spotify. It's awesome.
Yeah. So if you listen to Spotify, you got an account, you can search Big Jeff, or you can search Andy and listen to us in the car, play the back episodes, and be a part of it. So that's real cool. Listen, you two, mad love, mad respect. Jacob, definitely going to have you on again in the future. I'm so happy, when we were able to come in on the Sundown family. Obviously I've been with Excess Power forever. We did the full tilt with them. Sundown's been awesome. We got a lot of lines, but the Sundown stuff just seems to be, I want to use the word special, right? And I don't want to sound weird about it, but
I appreciate
man,
that.
I'm going to tell you what, first order, and let me tell you, it wasn't small, obviously. Buy-ins are big, but I picked up a box, and it was like 120 pounds, okay? And my guys are like, do you want us to take it out to take the pictures? Because we take all our own pictures. And you guys actually have it in there real secure. And I reached out and said, hell yeah, this is what we do. 360 degrees, spin it on the table. They're like, it's not going to go on the table. I walked over there, man. I reached down and tried to grab on it. I said, no, this ain't happening, man. We're going to just be okay with the pictures we got. Do a shot from the top. We'll make it happen. The line is special. Jacob, you're special. Thank you so much, man, for coming on. Andy, I'm glad we met. I'm glad we're working together. Nothing but the best. Look, we got another one. Kyle Reed, you guys are awesome. Kyle, make sure you reach out. I'm gonna 10 times that $4.99 on whatever you need, or you want a credit on the Big Jeff Audio website. I got you. You guys, thank you so much. Awesome. Listen, Slamology, be safe, have fun, and goddamn, take a lot of pictures. Can you do that? Send me a little bit of video.
Absolutely.
Jeff, definitely. Maybe we'll even come back on after you guys get settled in, and we could just do a podcast about Slamology if you're interested.
Yeah, just let me know, man. I'm always down to live stream, and again,
the input, the good and the bad. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of drama there, a lot of cool things. So I'm
always. Jacob, it was awesome to hang out with you, man. And honestly, I've only had one Sundown in my life. It was an SAV212, and I was impressed, and I had it for like 6 months, and I eventually traded it. Not going to say exactly what I traded for, but I was impressed. It did a 45 on like 1300 watts, single 12 in the Eclipse. And I'm like, okay, these can take some power, a little different than the Kicker, but awesome.
We got to get him.
Tell you that, man. I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere. It's awesome.
Then he can really let his eyes pop.
If you all once you start making them square, I might try a few more.
I don't think the Kicker would like that very much.
No.
Relationship right now. Listen, if anybody wants to be on the podcast, email us at podcast@bigjeffaudio.com. If you want somebody on this podcast, let us know. In fact, we listened to you last time. We got Big D coming on.
Woo.
We have, hold on, guys, help me out. Everybody jump on in real quick. We got a couple more minutes. Help me out. Everybody jump on in. Here we go. Come on in, my team, jump on in. I know I called you on the spot. We got Big D scheduled up, right? Okay, he was on the list, and it was some team or something ain't loud, right? We got him coming.
Yep, we got Jerry.
The only one I haven't got on was XO, which I'm working on that. So we listened to you just last week. You put names up of who you wanted on here, and within the week, I had that happen. If you want somebody Leave a comment. I'll work on it, get them on here. Listen, I don't care if it's competition. I don't care if I don't know them. It's a podcast about car audio, and I want to bring everybody on. So leave your comment or email us at podcast@bigjeffaudio.com. Listen, thank you, everybody. Thank you to my team. Thank you to you two, Andy and Jacob. Tonight was a record night. We had nonstop people in here. I'm excited. I'm ready for the next one. You guys have an awesome time at Slamology, and I'll see everybody Sunday at 6 p.m. for the 15K giveaway. It's going to be crazy.
And another one.
Yeah, 100%. And then another one. We're already at the 16. Keep it growing. Keep basing it. Stay basehead for life, man. I love you all. Big Jeff, I'm out.
Stay living loud.
See you guys.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.